Greetings, friendos, and welcome back to the Ox Lair. So, I know we're drawing very, very rapidly close to the end of Oxtoberfest for the season. It is a tragedy that this can't last all year, but if it did, it wouldn't quite be as special now, would it? So for today's video, this is just going to be a quick little short kind of unboxing, as it were. Because, you see, ladies, gentlemen, boys, ghouls, and everyone in between, recently I was on the YouTubes, as it were, not just here, existing in this little box talking at you, but I was watching videos on YouTube, and there was a person that I watch on occasion, a toy channel that has a person who goes by the name of Justice Curry. And usually with his videos, I just kind of like to have it as background noise. I will focus on them on occasion when he has specific things that I'm interested in, like, the good old-fashioned Ninja Turtles, which are just conveniently off-screen. But for this particular video, I was kind of letting it run as background noise, listening to him talk while I did stuff. But I happened to glance over at the video, and I noticed a certain little something he had sitting on a table in the background. And he was saying that everything from this collection that he had bought was in fact for sale. And so I went ahead and I got into the comments section and I said, hey, I saw this thing they had for, on the table in the background here. Is that also for sale? And they said yes. And so our conversation jumped over to a messenger, and I made the deal. And so, thanks to that deal, I now have another interesting little piece for a certain collection. And it's okay if I show the box on this side, because I already took initiative and cut out all the important, pertinent information that you all don't need to know. They're devious little shnikes, aren't I? So, with that out of the way, I'm just going to say right now, no, it's not a... What are these? It's not a pint-sized hero from Funko Pop. I said that weird, but regardless, it's not what the box says it is. This is just the box the guy sent it to me in. So, I think I probably already put down in the not comments, in the title over here, I may not have actually said what it is. YouTube may have automatically used the thumbnail feature to basically show you all what's already in this box. If they have, well then, rats. If they haven't, well then, yay! Great! So without further ado, let's give this thing a quick little rattle, see if you all can guess what's in there. If, like I said, YouTube's thumbnail thing didn't already give it away for you. Take a wild guess. What do you think that is in there? Well, while I wait for your comments, I'm going to go ahead and cut the tape. And I will say, there's one thing that a lot of other people that I bought from have done only slightly better, is the taping. Because usually with those kind of boxes, even if they're reusing something like this, they'll tape down along the sides here and down here. But then again, usually when I buy stuff like from people online, it's smaller things that could very well fall out through these gaps. So I understand why he didn't do that for this. But I'm curious to see what this thing actually looks like in person. The only clues, the only hints as to its actual condition were the photographs that Mr. Justice Curry sent to me. And also what it looked like in the video. So we go ahead and we pierce that tape. There's that side. And so you all can actually see me doing that. Let's go on to this side. And then cut it along the lines here and here. Okay, so it should be just about at the point where I can... Yes! The tab has been popped. So let's open up the lid and see what wonders inside are hid. So to start things off, we have apparently a personalized sticker or iron-on of Justice Curry himself. Oh, it's iron-on transfer patch. I can tell by the back of it getting slightly damp from the moisture of my fingers and getting kind of sticky. Let's see, what else do we have here? A sports type card. Okay, we've got a trading card with a light bulb on it. Conserving energy. Dependence on oil from the Persian Gulf can be reduced by conserving energy. Some simple energy savings. Okay, blah. Okay. Apparently this is just a little bit of advice from the military, which I don't believe I mentioned before, but actually no, that's not what it is. I see what it is now. It's a Desert Storm trading card. Alright, that's interesting. And then we have a postcard type deal from Mr. Justice Curry thanking me for my purchase. So let's see what else. Thanks a ton for your order. Check out Justice Curry on YouTube, which I do. In case you watch this, I do actually watch your content. JC Toy Explosion. Check out Justice Curry on YouTube because it's the right thing to do. No matter what happens, it's all part of the adventure. Bless you and your family. Right back at you there, Justice. Now let's go ahead and start unboxing this. He put a lot of shopping bags in there, which I appreciate. Helps keep the things in the box from jostling around and getting damaged, potentially during shipment. I can already see part of it, but let's, out of curiosity, are any of these Walmart bags? That's a Kroger bag. Okay. So I'm going to give you all a quick glimpse inside the box, and you all let me know if you can guess what it is. You can kind of see right there. Let me, hold on. Get the bags smushed down a little bit. Okay, see if you can figure out what that is just from that image right there. And no, it's not that, any of you perverts out there. This is a collectible. Alright, so I was actually expecting there to be more, well, to be more packing in there. It was like a cardboard thing, which I think was originally part of the packaging for whatever this Marvel pint-sized hero thing was. So now that that's out of the way, we set the box onto the floor. And here is the parcel which contains the item I bought. Let's see. Here's another hint for you as to what this could be. Listen closely. Anyone recognize that particular plastic clunking, clattering sound? And another thing I will mention is, as much as I would have loved to get the full item, he only had this one piece of it. But that's fine. I can absolutely work with just this one single piece. Alright, everyone. Let me see here. There's another bag in there. This one's from the Goodwill. Not that it matters. Alright, but let's go ahead and pull off this last bag right here, or should I say second to last, and give you all the dramatic reveal of what it is I purchased. Oh, there, you can kind of make out what that is. So I pull off, or I open up this Ziploc bag and pull out the remains of one 1968 or 1970 some odd Mortimer Snerd. Yes. Now some of you may be questioning Oxtoberfest and or just questioning Oxleymations. You've already got a Mortimer Snerd. And this is true, this is correct. But I've wanted to get my hands on one of these old ones for quite some time. Just because there's a certain something about these older puppets compared to their more modern contemporary ones. Like, no two of these things are exactly alike. They were actually done by hand. Like, the hair was airbrushed ever so just so. The eyebrows were probably painted in by hand. I know that there's a lot of parts on these old puppets where they did actually have like a guide where you could like just place it on the front of it and go like. But at the same time, there's just a certain quality to these older ones. As a matter of fact, let me go get my other Mortimer and we'll compare the two side by side so you can see what I mean. Alright, here's my modern Mortimer. Or I should say, more modern Mortimer. See how the paint on the hair is like just about quote-unquote perfect. The eyebrows are just painted just so. Like, all the paint seems to be very processed, very machine done. It doesn't quite have that same je ne sais quoi, as it were, that same thing. It's the exact same head mold, as you can probably tell, but just look at them up close. Like, check out the hair. See, like, on this one you can see where the airbrushing kind of cuts off down there towards like the hole for the string, whereas on this more modern Mortimer it goes all the way down to the bottom and you can just about make out the line where they had tape or something right here to block it off. And case in point, also note the eyeballs. It's probably a little harder to tell, but those were airbrushed, stenciled in place, and it looks just, there's just something inherently more entertaining, something more enjoyable about looking at this Mortimer than this one. No offense, Mortimer. Considering that this one was to date, this one has been the only one I've found in a Goodwill. But, like I was saying, there's just something about the old ones, you know, the originals, that you just can't quite replicate. It's the exact same mold. Like, here, I'm going to read the back of the head real quick. It says right here, Juro Novelty Company in 1968. Stamped right there on the back of the neck. Not that you'll probably be able to see it. And then looking at the back of this Mortimer, Juro Novelty Company in 1968 is also printed right there. Obviously, let's go ahead and put you over here. Obviously, my new Mortimer here is going to require a bit of work. He's a bit grimy, he's a bit dirty. For whatever reason, he's got like blue spray paint flecks on the side of his head. And unfortunately, he's got this big, right here, this crack in the side of his lip, and right here on the side of his neck. But I still find that to be kind of an endearing quality to this puppet. So what I'm planning to do is either use this, like clean him up a bit and use him as a prop for next year's Halloween, or I'm going to build him a new body and just bring this Mortimer back from the dead. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, another thing I just realized I'm going to have to do, which I kind of realized already, but I just reminded myself, I'm going to have to reattach his jaw, which should be fairly easy, as these things were originally only held in place with a rubber band. And that's the only thing that, you know, that's making it so that his mouth is not just completely closed all the time, is the lack of that rubber band. Honestly, it's quite surprising that he's still got his lower jaw to begin with, considering, you know, he lost everything else. But with that said, hey Mortimer, got any closing remarks you'd like to make before I end this video? Yeah. I ain't got no body, and nobody cares for me. Ha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Good job, Mortimer. So, from your friend Oxtoberfest, from Mortimer and Mortimer, we're wishing you a happy happy Hallow and a merry new ween. Later.